Once upon a time, there was a great king who ruled with fairness and wisdom. In his kingdom, rules and regulations were very strict. Even a small mistake could lead to severe punishment. In the royal court, there was a priest, a man of deep knowledge and great wisdom. Everyone respected him for his devotion and righteousness. But one day, during an important ceremony attended by the entire kingdom, the priest made a small mistake. Although it was a minor, but it went against the royal rules. The king was disappointed. He did not want to punish the priest. But since everyone had witnessed it, he had no choice. To maintain discipline and respect for the law, he decided that even the priest must face a punishment. However, the king still respected the priest. He did not know what punishment would be fair. In his kingdom, four things were considered great crimes: drinking wine, eating meat, having physical relations with a prostitute, and committing suicide. The king decided that the priest must choose one of these punishments himself. So, he called the priest to the court and said, "You have served the kingdom well, but rules are rules. You must face a punishment. However, I will let you choose it yourself. There are four rooms attached to your jail, each representing one of the four crimes. You may choose any one of these." The priest folded hands and accepted the king's order. That night, he was locked inside the jail. For a while, he sat quietly in the dark, lost in thought. Then he got up and began to look into the rooms. He opened the first door and saw a bottle of wine placed on a table. He immediately stepped back. "Oh no, this is a wine. It causes intoxication, and intoxication is a crime. I am a priest. I cannot do this," he thought. Then he opened the second door and found a hot dish of meat placed on a table. The smell filled the room. "This is a meat, and I am a priest. Eating meat is a crime. I cannot do this either," he thought and stepped back. Next, he opened the third door. Inside sat a beautiful woman wearing little clothes. She smiled and said, "I am a prostitute, and I am here to serve you." The priest's heart trembled. "Oh no, this is too a crime. I can't do this," he said and closed the door. Finally, he opened the fourth room and saw a rope hanging from the ceiling, a noose for suicide. Frightened, he whispered, "Oh no, this is a noose. How can I do this? How can I take my own life?" He went back to his corner and sat down. He was confused and not understanding. What should he do? Wine, meat, prostitute, or death, all are crimes. Which one should I choose? But he had to choose one of these. After much thinking, he said to himself, "Certainly, I will not choose death, nor the prostitute. I cannot eat meat either. But wine, although bad, is perhaps the smallest crime among the four. Maybe I can drink a little." So, he went into the wine room and drank a little. It was the first time he had ever tasted wine. He came back and sat down, but soon he began to feel lightheaded and pleasant. "Maybe I should have just a little more," he thought. He went back to the wine room and took a few more sips of the wine. Slowly, he finished the whole bottle. Now, intoxicated, he began to feel hungry. The smell of the meat dish tempted him strongly. "I don't eat meat, but just this once won't matter," he told himself. He went in and ate the entire dish. Now that he had drunk wine and eaten meat, his senses grew weaker and desire began to rise in him. The image of the woman came to his mind. He thought, she is here for me. I can meet her only for once. What harm will it do? He entered the woman's room, spent the whole night with her, and had physical relations with her. In the morning, when he woke up and the intoxication was gone, he realized what he had done. Shame filled his heart. He thought, what have I done? What face shall I show to the people of my kingdom? Overcome with guilt, he went into the fourth room, put the noose around his neck, and ended his life. When the guards came in the morning, they were shocked to see the priest hanging lifeless in his cell. The wise man, once respected by everyone, had fallen into the trap of his own mind. He had committed all four crimes, though he had been given the freedom to choose only one. The king stood in silence when he heard the news, his eyes filled with sorrow, for he understood the depth of human weakness. He whispered softly, the greatest enemy of man is not outside, it is his own mind within. You see, in our life, our mind is also like that priest. It knows what is right and what is wrong. But when temptations come, it starts finding excuses. It says, just once, it is not a big deal, or no one will know. But that one small step often becomes the beginning of a fall. In life, mistakes rarely come at once. They come quietly, one after another, like drops filling a pot. A person does not become corrupt, lazy, or addicted in a single day. It begins with one small compromise, one lie, one wrong habit, one careless decision. Then slowly, those small things start to control our mind and destroy our peace. Just like the priest, we too sometimes think, let me try just a little. Maybe it is a small lie, a bad habit, or wasting time on useless things. But the moment we give our mind that little freedom, it grows stronger than us. And so on, it starts ruling us. The story reminds us that discipline and self-control are not punishments, they are protections. A strong person is not one who fights others, but the one who conquers his own mind. If we can control our mind at the first thought, we can avoid many bigger mistakes later. So, whenever your mind says, it is okay, just this once, remember the priest. Remember how one small decision led him to destroy everything. Don't let your mind fool you. Stay alert, stay aware, and guard your thoughts. Because a small crack can break the whole wall. Even a single drop of poison can spoil a pot of milk. And one wrong choice, however small, can change the direction of your whole life.